كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك. ما شاء الله. I know many people might have to go for work and so on. So we'll take a brief feedback or any questions or any difficulties. Please do mention. So not only obviously alhamdulillah feedback in terms of the experience, how it was. Since we are less people, you can all mention your part, and then any questions, any difficulties, any misunderstandings can be mentioned as well. You want to mention anything?
Yeah, I come a bit late.
Okay.
And I tried to clean myself up on the drive.
Yeah.
So I'll try to. I didn't know where we are heading up to.
Yeah.
And when I transferred myself, I went to Bolton, Zambia,
Yeah.
find my share.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went down to Rakesh,
Mm-hmm.
and then I agreed, and then Salam, then we went inside, and inside I just see Noor,
Mm-hmm.
and I stayed there all the time there
Yeah.
with the Noor.
Okay, mashallah. So mashallah, you know, you've been having now mashallah regular experiences, so inshallah just continue with this on your daily practices. And from there with the teacher, you might maybe go to a different maqam, like Muraqba Sharif or Sayyidina Imam Hussain. So in your own, you know, your personal practices, carry on doing so like this, inshallah. And then you see slowly, you're going further and further as well, inshallah. Jazakallah. Thank you.
Basically, I want to ask about the lataif. When I was doing the lataif, normally when I do at home as well, I can't see any lataif. I just see the light of the color, whichever lataif you're doing. Whichever lataif you're doing, I only see the light.
So what color light do you see on each one?
Yeah, first when we start with the white one, it's a proper white, bright light, proper mood. Then red, I see the red light, and sometimes I see the lataif as well, but it's not very.
So when you say you see the lataif, what do you mean by that? Explain.
Allah's names, but it's not very clear.
So where do you see Allah's name? You just
Alif Lam.
no, I mean where do you see it situated?
It's moving sometimes in front of my eyes, sometimes on top of my head, but everywhere.
Okay.
But
So
the mood is coming from above, the light is coming everywhere, whichever color is everywhere.
okay.
So,
But what I'm saying is, where do you think the, let's say, red latifa is? Where is it?
red latifa way is near the
Below the navel. So when you see you cannot see latifa, what do you mean by that? You cannot see light is entering?
No, I try to see on the top of my head, but I can't see it. But only Noor is coming, the red Noor.
So I'm trying to understand is what can't you see? So you can see the name Allah above, let's say masjid above your head, The light is coming down, you're breathing in, like going inside.
Yeah, it's coming from back. This is fine. The Lataif I can't see. Allah's name I can't see all the time.
Okay.
Only the light I can see.
Okay, so that, you don't have to see Allah's name. At the beginning you see Allah's name, and then you following the light coming down.
Yeah.
So obviously at that moment you're not seeing Allah's name, you're seeing the light is coming down.
Yeah.
And then there's the Latifa below the navel, for example, the red one, and see the light is entering there.
Yeah, from my head it's going there and then.
Yeah, and then when you breathe out, light is in on the back. So that's the process you should do. When you say you cannot see the Latifa, what do you mean by that? Do you
Allah's name I can't see on head. When it's color change, then I can't see in red color or orange color.
Okay, so I think you can't. Maybe slightly confused. So what you do is when you change, let's say white name Allah above the masjid or in the sky, you can do that. Yeah, close your eyes, and then after a while, when you go to the red one, just focus on the name Allah and the red color. Like picture, you can see a picture as well, name Allah, and then it's there. And then the process, start the process. And then that's fine. The light is coming down, going through your nose, going inside, going through the below the navel. And then as you do, let's say orange, yellow, then green. Then just focus on like on this green here, name Allah green, beautiful. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah. And then as the light coming, because you obviously you're focusing, the light is coming down now. It's like saying when we look up, we see the cloud, and if you then follow, imagine you're following the rain coming down, you're looking at the rain now, you're not looking at the cloud. So although you know the cloud is there, but now you focus on the rain that's coming down and coming to your clothing and getting wet. So at that moment you're focusing on that, isn't it?
The light I can see.
Yeah, so no, what I'm trying to say, it's not that you're going to see constant name Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala above, and then when you look at no, that'll be there. When you focus on it, when you look up and you say, breathe in, the light is there, Allah's name is there, light is coming down. Then you focus on the light is coming down, isn't it? You don't focus on the name Allah. You see what I'm saying? You're following the process, and as it's going through, yes, Allah's name is still there, but you're focusing here now. The light is coming, you're following the light is coming down, down, down. And as entering, you're following that. And then as you breathe out, you're following that part, then the light is leaving, whatever color it is. So then when you refresh again, with the tawajjuh, with the presence, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is with you, Allah seeing you, Allah is watching you, then focus, and now it's become orange. Yeah, then the orange light is coming down. Now you focus on the light that's showering down. Isn't it? Allah's name is still there, but you focus on the name that's coming down because doing the tazkir of your Lataif, so it's going through there, going through your, for example, belly button and leaving on the back. Is that clear? Yeah.
So when I come to the dark blue color, so first it's proper dark blue, but then it's become like a purple, very beautiful purple color, purple light.
Okay.
After that, then when I came to the white Lataif, then I can see the Allah's name and the light is coming, and then I can see a gold cloud around the Allah name. And then the Allah's name is changing to a gold color as well.
Okay. So this is also fine. If you see Allah's name in gold color, that's also fine. That's just a different aspect of the, you could say, the different marif of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, or the closeness of the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, you'll understand. And even the dark blue, it's not really dark blue, it's actually indigo. Indigo is between dark blue and, like you said, purple. So sometimes when someone is doing very well, then you can see the reality of the colors as well. Dark blue is usually said so people understand. But if you see dark blue purple, then that's also the actual desire of the color itself. So that is fine, because the phase one is slowly referring to one's inner state. So inshallah, as we start doing the purification course, going through that, focus on that more, and focus more on, for example, like the Mashayikh and the Prophet ﷺ, and try to follow their lifestyles. And this should become more and more better and better as well, inshallah. And then the inner vision will become more stronger as well, then after transfer, inshallah. So when we say light, name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yes, the white light in its intensity also has a goldish color. If you think about it, when it's something exactly white, if you go right in the deep of it, then it has a tint of goldish color as well. So it's not. It's actually part of that coloring. It's just a different reflection that you see of the color of the name Allah white, which is fine, mashallah. And are you still going to the purification course as well? Yes, the tick sheet and the dhikr, mashallah. That's fine. So after transfer, you have anything to mention briefly? The actual any nasihat or where you've been?
Yes, not nasihat, but after transfer, I try to find the Hazasa I find, but whenever I find Hazasa in spiritual world, I can't see his face, I can only see from the back or the back. Then we went to the Karbala and we sit down and we did the Anullah, that's it.
Okay. So that's fine, mashallah. You carry on like this on your routine and then you get it slowly better and better as well, inshallah. Well, one thing about what we said at the beginning about loyalty and submitting to the teacher and focusing more on the teacher physically, does also help spiritually then as well. Become more marifah of the teacher as well, inshallah, in that regard. Allah opening the door, and then not only yes, staying behind is also good adab because you don't go in front of them, stay behind. But then inshallah when they do start, for example, like we are talking, you can see my face, that's also something good possible from the side as well. So that's fine, inshallah.
So, just followed as I usually do, doing the advice and imagination thought level, but past couple of weeks when I've been doing my ascensions, while I'm, for example, trying to focus on myself or just the normal journey, even though like my focus there, I'll get flashes of what's happening in the dunya, like not, it's like maybe something at work, I'll see a flash of it, and then it'll go away, and then something else worldly, like I've had the past couple has been continuous, so while I'm doing like even today, it's just
is that during the Lataif process or after
after
transfer?
transfer.
How do you feel when doing the Lataif in different colors?
Sometimes it feels like they're being cleansed, sometimes I feel the stiffness, like they're not being cleansed.
No, these flashes, do they come then as well?
Not really. It's mainly after, like for example, I'll be focusing that I'm at the Mazar, and then I'll just get a flash of for something that's happened, something related to me in dunya. I don't know, it could be just, it might not even be something that's happened, but it's an environment which I'm familiar in. I'll see something like a work where somewhere I've worked or somewhere I've been, and something in the family. I might see some of my family members here and there. But
yeah, but what do you see from it? Just a flash or some kind of concern or something that you see?
No, it's just like, for example, I close my eyes, it's like an image I've seen, then it's just gone. It's literally like a flash of an image, like a photo, and then it's gone. Like for example, I might see myself in a school that I've worked at, and then it's just gone. I might see a person I've met, and it's just gone.
So the two reasons could be, one thing is that obviously part of the Lataif practices when you do the cleansing process, and it's good, and you should uproot any of the link to dunya or whatever activity that we're doing. Not necessarily haram or wrong, but activity that you're doing. The soul and the nafs is get engaged, and that obviously lives in yourself. Also, sometimes the spirit in itself has power that although you're focusing on one thing, the spirit could actually slowly, if it's trained enough, you can go to different dimensions as well. And inshallah, sometimes without it's not in your control, something else is happening, and you think, oh no, I didn't think about that to happen, and it's happened. So that's also a part of the spirit. You can go back in time or go forward in time as well. But from yourself, you want to eliminate any kind of distractions, number one, which could be, for example, engaged in work or some activities doing during the day. That's why you do a Salat al-Hajj, purify, also do the Lataif well, and then carry on. And after something, these things happen regularly, then be in touch, because that's something will show that now spirit is getting energy to visit or see other aspect which you're not aware of at that moment. That's also a possibility, like in spirit and the ruh could split into different sections. You can go in different places at the same time, you see. So you can have, for example, vision within a vision sometimes, or vision there where you're going somewhere else, or you're here, you feel that you're here, but something else is happening, you're observing something else. This is all within the limit of the spirit which can do all that. But sometimes we just that because we're so engaged in dunya, that pulls us back because we engage and that shows you the flashes of it. So through the purification of taif that helps to eliminate all that as well, inshallah.
Just the normal procedure, like going through the lataifs and then the transfer. But what I struggle quite a lot with and then keep happening is concentration, my mind keeps diverting.
How's your lataif when you do them? Like for example, the white one, the red, and all these 7 other colours?
I do concentrate on that, but it's just normal like.
Or do you manage to follow the light, like we explained to the brother, you manage to follow that light is coming through, going to the lataif, or going out from the back, all that process?
Yeah, but I don't see like any colours like it. I don't understand that part.
Okay, which part you don't understand? Can you imagine it?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's all you have to think about. Like you can imagine there, for example, like white color, or let's say red color, yeah? So imagine the name Al-Quran red, and then as you breathe in, red color is coming, the color light is coming down, and it's entering below your navel. And as you breathe out, the light is leaving from the back. Is that clear?
Yeah.
Or do you see it red as it is, or do you see different color changing sometimes?
No, I don't see different colours.
So for example, when you go to the orange, do you actually see orange or another color? You know, it's like those when flash comes or another color, it's not this.
I'll imagine the colour orange. So.
Okay, and then yellow or green and so on, yeah? So that's fine, okay. And then after after transfer, what happens?
I just the normal procedure, like when you find your teacher.
Yeah.
And then seek permission and then to go to fairs
Mm-hmm.
and then from there to.
Mm-hmm. Sometimes it probably helps as well that you find the teacher is with you along all the way and like beside you, next to you, so like slightly ahead of you, and you following them and just taking to this maqam or that maqam. You know, that way then it becomes safer. Not safe for one thing, but then you're guided by the teacher as well, which is more blessings. Inshallah. So have you had anything like this time now? We just did. So what did you go after transfer?
I just took the normal procedure.
Yeah, so you went to Fez, Morocco.
And then to,
What did you do when you were there in Fez, Morocco?
just did a salam and then asked for forgiveness.
Mm-hmm.
Thank for all the blessing
Mm-hmm.
and requested for the one and seek permission to go to.
So did you see any light in the Mazar or anything like this? Okay. Have you been there before, physically? To Morocco?
Yeah.
Okay. So you have that image, what is? Okay. And then you transferred, where did you go after that?
Then one of it is go to Sheikh al-Qadir.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Same thing in Salam and so on. And then from there on.
From there went to Muraqba. And then from there to.
So you see with yourself alone or with someone else?
Always with myself.
Okay. And then from there you went to?
To the Sheikh.
So inshallah, you do this every day in your practices?
Recently I've just not been able to do it, but most of the time.
Mm-hmm. So when you do go now to these maqam you mentioned, kind of focus, what can you see? I'm trying to describe that to yourself in that level. So today you went, is it the same or is it different? For example, different color, day, night, evening, cold, hot?
Just imagination.
No, I know, I understand it is imagination, but sometimes day to day things could change. I want to monitor these things as well, like the description wise. Or today was a bit dark, or a bit light, a bit hot, or I saw this mashayikh today, no, I was on my own, I was with some brothers. These things, small differences are important as well. Keep a note of them. And I just know, yeah? Okay, do you understand?
So after transfer, here in Oldham, and then we transferred to Sayyidina Al-Bazid Tabarakallah, and all the way throughout past transfer, my mind kept my mind kept diverting to one place, but kept trying to bring it back, kept trying to bring it back, kept trying to bring it back. And whilst we were outside the Mazar Sharif, myself and my son, we walked into the Mazar Sharif, and we met Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Abartulani, and we conveyed salams, and all the way throughout this time, my mind still diverting, kept trying to bring it back. And Sayyidina Abdul Aziz Abartulani, to the nearest really mentioned, it is all about focus. And this after conveying salams with them, and so we stayed there for a while. Again, mind diverting, bringing it back, and then we conveyed salams, and then we transferred to Baghdad Sharif, where we see it's like a desert area, and we see loads of people there. And then I was told to go stand with the brothers whilst the Salams talks to say that Abdul Qadir Abdul Qadir, and I hear my mind wandering deeper in the back. And then Hassan called me back over, and start we walking through people, there's loads of people, and then after that I got told to transfer back, and then that's it.
So when this kind of what the Siddharth have said could be different, and what you're saying is different in the sense that sometimes, like I said, when you engaged in a worldly activity and even sometimes fall into error and so on, these are marked behind in our body, and that's why we end up drifting away. So that indicates that one should really, like we say, do the Lataif well, and even before that prepare ourselves, like even as the teacher advised before these gatherings, we should really prepare like almost 24 hours before, with sleep, with sufficient rest, having food and whatever else, and even seeking Tawbah throughout the day, Salatul Hajat, even to the point where if someone can't even, like, because they bring certain blessings, to do a ghusl or shower before you come as well. All this part of the planning. So then your mind is fresh and it's clear. And seek Tawbah, do Salatul Hajat before sleep, or if you can chance like nowadays, you can do Tahajjud time, do it then. And really, like, put your thoughts from everything else, what you saw, what you heard, for the last 24 hours or last week, and really now focus on Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, having the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And these things, if you do these things in this manner, and then practice, then you see much better. You're not getting drifted away or sidetracked and so on. Sometimes you engage something, and then suddenly you come and start doing something else. You find half of them you're still there, engaged in those activities which you done beforehand. So mentally and spiritually, you can prepare like this, and physically before the gathering, and wait Monday or especially on the Thursday as well. So practice these things. Obviously, alhamdulillah, we go to the purification course. As a human being, we do fall because we interact with people all the time, say things or we see things. It's best always to, like, almost zone yourself out, seek Tawbah and forgiveness, refresh your mind, like almost like clear your mind of everything else was going on beforehand, and not get too much interact on or too much engagement in things that you don't need to, especially the night before, that you're a bit fresh, you rested, you ate if you need to eat as well, and then inshallah participate, and you see a difference happening as well. It's the mental preparation is important. Even like I said, if somebody you see, for example, they make extra effort, it's as though they're going to do my prayer, or they'll do shower and wake up half an hour early. So those preparation helps you along with this, for example, come to the gathering. Then you see the difference. Try to wear best clothing or whatever else you're doing, because you're showing this, for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and coming to His place. So although these things, it's not normally mentioned, but has a huge effect. Even the clothing you wear fresh and everything else you're wearing, you don't shower, don't salat tawbah, you were not involved too much with that 24 hours before coming, and then you come on at it and you see the difference happening. Whereas, for example, like if someone is not rested well, they were engaged all throughout the day, they're tired, and then come, just about come, they even not wash their face because I'll do it in the masjid, the wudu there, and sit down, you feel tired for once, feel, not engaged, your heart's not in it, you trying to go back home and sleep, and then half the time you're snoring away or you're not focusing, and maybe even to the point where maybe you not use perfume so you can smell yourself, oh, I just woke up, I can smell myself, or I didn't brush my teeth today. So these things, you see it one day without doing it, one day with doing it, and see the difference. It's the mentality, preparing the mind is very important as well, inshallah. And they mentioned in the past, our teacher, that come to the gathering, especially, you should actually plan 24 hours before. Like I'm going 5:30 this morning today, so that you're on time, because obviously it's important to come on time as well. If you come late for one, that will miss what the instruction given or the advice and the sihat. And secondly, then the spiritual blessing that are meant to come, then that's actually gets lacking as well. MashaAllah, you get your reward for coming, attending and so on. But especially important, back in the days, I remember if someone was a minute late, the door was closed, you're not allowed to come in. You have to stay outside now because you're late 1 minute. So it was very important that's why we said in the message that come 15 minutes before, so that you prepare yourself spiritually and mentally as well. If you're late, then you have the missing, you don't know what we're doing or what's happening, what the advice is given. So all this contribute towards having this good experience. So from now on, like Habibul found always send a message out, plan ahead with the lift, with the coming to the place, that you rested well, especially nowadays it's easy. Isha is only at 8:30, 9 o'clock. Normally, it's our habit, unfortunately, we don't sleep till 11, 12, just doing things, sometimes not very important things. Then, at least those days, it's after Isha, half an hour after Isha, I'm going to be in bed by 10 o'clock, no matter what. And then, if you sleep at 10, you wake up about 3:30, 4:45, or even 4 o'clock, you got good 6 hours there. And then, do shower, whatever, prepare, and leave by 4:30, something like that, or 4:45. Depending where you live, then get on here well in time, inshallah. So you have that mental plan all day, for example, like from now on, okay, you plan for Jummah, this is going to happen, and then Monday Majlis. As soon as Monday Majlis is over, plan for Thursday, I've got a plan now. What's happening before that. Sometimes you work, whatever else, can't avoid, that's fine. Then plan ahead of time, when you go there, I have to be fresh, ready. If I get a chance, I'll go shower as well. But if you can't do it the night before as well, that helps, inshallah. So sometimes this is not mentioned anymore, but if you take these actions, and you see, inshallah, then you're always fresh, mashallah, benefiting to the maximum from our point of view. And then you won't miss majlis as well, because you planned ahead to come, inshallah. You make all this preparation, and physically, spiritually, mentally, and so on, inshallah. You want to say anything, family? Yeah. Nice.
So as soon as we was doing the ladaifs, I could see all the first of all Hasab was there with me, and there was you're cleaning your ladaifs, you're forming all the creatures they resided in the ladaifs. They came out, and then all the brothers and all the participants who was watching online, there was also doing the same from the red all the way up to the white. And it happened.
So say that again. So what did you say in these colours?
So in each sort of colour, all the creatures that was residing in there was as though herself, you cleaned it all out, they fully, and it was like there was you're back to being sort of fresh again. And that happened for everyone. And after the white one, herself stated that this is the benefits of coming to the Thursday Majlis, because this is what happens, whether you see it or you don't see it, this is the process that occurs. Then after transfer, I met herself, and from there we went straight to the Mazar of Sayyidina Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu, and there was very happy to see herself, and then all the brothers here as well. And while Hassan was speaking to Hazrat Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu, the brothers were intermingling with the other brothers who were over there in Iraq. And from there, Hassan stated to do Muraqba dua. And while I was asking for forgiveness for myself and the brothers, and it was as though I could hear a voice that was saying that you are forgiven, the brothers are forgiven, those who are watching online are forgiven. And then while I was thanking Allah for the blessings, it was though the same voice was saying that surely once you are thankful, you will get more. And then for the needs, and that carried on. And then from there, I lost focus a bit. So when I focused again, I could see all the awliya that have their faith from Imam Hussain radiallahu anhu, and also Imam Hassan radiallahu anhu was also there, and all the awliya who have their faith from Imam Hassan radiallahu anhu, and Hassan was leading the namaz there. And then from there, it sort of the division just sort of just started to fade away.
So I think the first time we said is quite self-explanatory, that when we do attend, and many things that the teacher don't mention but is indicated, and if you pay heed to it, we benefit, whether we know or not, like you said, like you have mentioned in there. That many times people who come to the gathering who are spiritually attending their majalis, especially in this majalis, then many of our blockages or whatever else that goes through, or issues or problem gets automatically rectified through the process of that we collectively and the blessing of doing it. So that's why it's very emphasized to come regularly. And when you come regularly like this and practice it with the dua, adab and preparation, then you see the benefit, mashallah, happening. And yes, sometimes many things we engage in activities in the world, people, sometimes sin comes through as well with the actions, and and they become like different creatures sometimes, depending on what latif and what color it is. So purification is very important. This happening. So that's the benefit of doing latif, that you get purified, and then the vision gets more sharp as a result, inshallah. So I have other things that are quite clear, self-explanatory, as you have said, mashallah, in terms of to actually what advice to yourselves, and to mashayikh were present in salah and so on, and constantly the mashayikh are always in presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and in the presence of the of the mashayikh and the blessed personalities. Always in their remembering them, offering salah, prayer to those personalities, as well as offering ibadat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spiritually all the time. And one indication is that inshallah, if you be steadfast, one of the fruits of doing these things, spiritual ascension and so on, is that internally we always engage like so. So externally, like we're doing our work or business, but internally we engage, with the Mashiach and in presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because now, after doing all this, we're still struggling. There's so many blockages, so many distractions, our thought is wandering here and there. Whereas someone is fully trained, one of the benefits of doing this, once someone is fully trained and going through purification and the spiritual experiences, and become so strong that his life is reversed. That he's always actually engaged spiritually with the Mashayikh and in the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he almost has to pull himself out to engage in dunya and carry out the dunya activity, fulfill the rights, and then naturally it diverts back into that mode. Whereas our situation is reversed. Our teacher slowly trying to bring it to the point where we can become that person who can spiritually connect and be in the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But these awliya of our mashayikh, especially as such that they're in the reverse, they're always engaged spiritually in the presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and so on. they only like at the same time they engage in dunya as well. So that's something that if you want to aspire to, like for example you were saying, I'm doing the same thing all the time, what's the next thing? Next thing should be that now, how do I carry this forward that penetrates to my worldly life as well, when I'm working, when I'm studying, when I'm with my friends, having a good time, that it should be some kind of inner force. That's what taqwa is. Some kind of inner force that stops us from the haram and wrong, but that helps you to always stay engaged with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in His presence and obviously and any other spiritual experience one has as well. Then you actually going towards your goal, your ultimate goal as well, inshallah. So you're gonna feel tired as well. Okay, jazakallah, subhanaka wa hamdika, ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta, astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. Alhamdulillah.